While researching this, a few crew members told me that mafias exist on board, and you really do need to know how to work with them. That revelation completely threw me, but as you'll hear, there's a real positive in there for us. I also discovered that taking pictures of crew members could create really serious problems for them, and I finally found out what the crew really think about gratuities and what they would like us to do. You're about to discover these and some other genuinely surprising cruise tips I've gathered from talking to crew members. If you're new here, by the way, welcome aboard. I'm Gary Bembridge, and it's my goal to make it easier and much more fun to discover, plan and enjoy unforgettable cruise vacations. A friend of mine in the service industry, not a crew member, once said to me, never be unpleasant or rude to someone who's alone in your bathroom with your toothbrush, or prepares and brings you your drinks or makes you your food. Now, the images that conjured up have never left me. Now, I'm not saying that crew do anything suspect along these lines, but the point my friend made is true too on ships. I was told by every single crew member that I spoke to that we should be nice or nicer. As one did say to me on a recent Princess cruise, it's straightforward. Being nice will get you way further than if you're rude or angry. He kept stressing that the crew don't set the prices, they don't sell the ship, they're not paid particularly well, but as he put it, they work their butts off for every single passenger and are expected to be super friendly while they do that. And being kind and considerate in return will go a really long way to enhance and smooth your cruise, is the point they're making. This is where the mafia I mentioned comes in. It was pointed out that crew are incredibly interconnected, and it's often those informal connections that can unlock and make amazing things happen for us as passengers. Things on a cruise ship don't just work through the official channels. Using that informal system and tapping into that informal system can be a real plus. The crew member's roommate, their friends, the people that hang out off duty could be the very one to get things done for us or solve our problems. So whether it's a show that's sold out, an excursion we've missed out on, or any other problems that we've got, they may know just the person on board who can make it happen, not through the usual channels. Now, I found that works. Silly example, I once needed to fix my suitcase. I asked the guest services, they said the ship couldn't help with those kind of problems. I spoke to my stateroom attendant, he knew a handyman, and they fixed it. The tip that crew members really told me is start always, like I did, with your stateroom attendant. If they don't know the answer, they probably will know who to ask. So I asked once if my stateroom attendant knew of a great Indian restaurant in a particular port, and she checked with an Indian friend where they went to eat. So if it's where to buy something, the best thing to see, the best place to hang out, and importantly, where to get free Wi-Fi, start with your stateroom attendant. They will know, or they will know through that little system, who does. However, just how far does being nice to your crew member go? They had a whole bunch of tips around this too. I found this out the hard way. We were on a 4-week cruise on the Queen Mary 2 and became really friendly with one of the fitness instructors through doing so many of her fitness classes. So we started to meet up in the different ports. We used to go out and have a really great time. Now, she got into serious trouble because she was seen out with us in a bar, and it was felt she was just being too friendly. It was reported to her manager by one of the more senior crew members. Nothing romantic, nothing inappropriate was happening, but she got a real big telling off and actually received a written warning. Now, I asked numerous crew members about this whole area, and they said they had some pretty sober and some pretty good tips around friendships with the crew. First of all crew members said it's important to get to know them, not only because they're a font of knowledge, like I said, but also crew members like us to remember their names, take an interest in them as individuals, and not just treat them like kind of anonymous service agents. But being too friendly can be an issue, as we found out, and definitely hitting on the crew romantically can actually cause them really big problems. There's a strict no tolerance rule when it comes to relationships between crew and passengers. Many cruise lines even have training around how to diffuse any situation if people are becoming too strong, getting a bit too handsy. If crew are found having inappropriate relationships with passengers, they are usually fired. There's also a real fear of being accused of inappropriate behavior, therefore. One crew member told me that if passengers ask to take a picture with him, he resists them putting their arms around him, and he never ever puts his arm or hands around the passengers. He says he always does a thumbs up gesture with both hands in shot, so his hands are always showing when he takes a photo. So if you're planning to take photos of the crew, do it in a way that's sensitive and not likely to cause them any issues or make them feel uncomfortable. Getting to know the crew and understanding boundaries is key. Don't push it too far. Don't ask them to take you into crew-only areas. That's another thing that could get them fired. I also discovered, though, another reason the crew are so keen for us to get to know them and remember their names, and I had not appreciated why it was so important to them. Now, I had never been particularly diligent at filling out the end of cruise questionnaire until I found this issue and thing out. Every crew member, when they heard it, didn't always fill it out, begged me to do it, and critically call out any crew member by name who's provided incredible service. And getting their name right is so key, they suggested either write their name down or take a photograph of their name badge. This, of course, has an added effect, they pointed out, because it means that they know that you're going to mention them in that survey, and that will probably help even up the level of service. Taking the name badge photos struck me as a genius tip, because after my last cruise, I only got around to doing the questionnaire a week later, and I couldn't properly remember everyone's name and how to spell it. And I felt really bad because they'd given amazing service and it wasn't going to be properly recorded in that questionnaire. Those end of the cruise questionnaires are really important because the overall score in an area often affects incentives or awards, but much more importantly, the names of those people called out go to the managers, and it genuinely, they tell me, affects the ability to get promotions and advancement. Fill out the cruise questionnaire and make sure you've recorded crew names to get them right. This is one tip on how to help the crew. But what about the most contentious topic of all? What tips do the crew have on that? On a couple of the lines, a number of crew told me that they see a list of passengers that have taken off or reduced auto gratuities, so they know who's done it. Now, I don't know if that's true because I've never seen any list, but consider that if you do take off auto gratuities, the crew may know that you've done it. Gratuities is one of the most divisive topics in cruising. And so I was keen to see what the crew had to say about what they thought we should be doing. All confirmed that auto gratuities, which is now the common approach, if not included in the fare, they go into a pool and that's split up between a wide range of people behind the scenes and passenger facing. The crew asked, not surprisingly, that we don't take them off as they are a key part of their remuneration. Now, it's a separate discussion about whether cruise lines should be paying higher base wages, but today crew rely on gratuities to bolster their pay to a certain level. Crew don't earn big salaries, and they pointed out also that not everything on the ship is included in their wages. So, for example, the reason you see so many crew hanging around free Wi-Fi spots in town or in a port is because many cruise lines actually charge the crew to use the Wi-Fi. So to stay connected with their family, there's actually a cost for them to do that. The other tips they had, that was first, of course, they appreciate extra tips for amazing service or extra things they do. But if you are going to do that, which is very nice, remember that cash is king. I know some passengers, as I get asked this quite often, like the idea of giving little gifts from home to the crew. Whilst, of course, that's appreciated, nothing beats cash. Many people on board are actually collecting and sending money home to their family, their kids, their parents, their grandparents. So cash is always going to be really king for them. And talking of money, there's another big tip they had on this too. The costs involved can be enormous, and crew told me they do see passengers racking up scary personal bills occasionally, all of which could be avoided. If those passengers had taken out and ensured it was the right travel insurance, which includes medical, and specifically looking to see that it covers the costs from the medical center. Crew told me that some of the travel insurance policies, which I hadn't really thought about, do not cover ship medical costs, which can be expensive, seeing the doctor, prescriptions and that kind of stuff. Of course, if you get medevaced off the ship or disembarked for medical reasons into a local hospital, those costs can mount fast and be eye-watering. So having insurance is really important, but making sure that it covers everything was the tip that they had for us. Now, when I first asked crew for tips, they start off by saying there are 3 things they see passengers do on every cruise. I thought I should include those, as it seems we're still not getting these right, even though I certainly have mentioned them many times as well. People forget to put their phones into airplane mode and ramp up crazy costs on every cruise. Many passengers forget to set their watch, clock or phone onto ship time and so arrive early or late for breakfast, get excursion meeting times wrong, they do or almost miss the ship. This is pretty common when passing through time zones. The third area is that passengers are not booking everything early, particularly on big ships where there are lots of options and they get sold out quickly. The crew said they really stress use that pre-cruise online planner to book dining, excursions, activities, spa treatments, and so on, because they end up spending so much time with passengers frustrated that things are sold out. They said if you don't do it before, on embarkation day, the minute you get on board, go and book with one of the quickest ways via the interactive television or the app, which means you don't have to line up and you often get those slots that are still available really quickly. The crew have these tips, but there are more tips that you can learn from in this video where I look at 7 things that smart cruisers do, starting with how they ignore the advice that you'll find in many cruise articles, blogs and videos. So I'll see you over there.